I want to talk about why I'm exceptionally excited for Hogwarts Legacy. And this is kind of a stupid video, you know, why I'm excited, yay! But honestly, I don't care because I simply wanted to turn on some Hogwarts ambience background music and write an easy opinionated script because I like thinking and talking about this game. This video may resonate with some of you, while others probably won't give a rat's butt. Yep, can't swear on YouTube anymore, so rat's butt it's gotta be. From a YouTuber's perspective, to be sitting here and researching and writing about a game based on a world that meant so much to me as a child is almost a bit surreal. 2023 in particular is a special year for myself, and I feel exceptionally thankful to this community. And the reason why is looking back at my younger years and putting aside Lord of the Rings, and I also have to mention World of Warcraft, of course. Harry Potter and Dungeons & Dragons through the Legend of Drizzt book series are both at the top of the pyramid when I think of happy thoughts and memories of the good old days. Hogwarts Legacy, releasing in February, and of course Baldur's Gate 3, which is based on D&D lore, are both coming out this year, and I couldn't be more excited to not only be a YouTuber, but even more importantly, be a gamer. I'm literally geeking out right now. As I write this script, I have a YouTube video playing that's called Winter Hogwarts Ambience and Music. And one of my daily routines for the past couple months has been reading the Harry Potter books again, and all of this is simply because we have Hogwarts Legacy coming out next month. Now, the main reason that I want to talk about for being excited for this game is, of course, nostalgia. As a kid, I spent so much time thinking about the wizarding world and Hogwarts and praying that an owl would drop off a letter at my front door. My mother actually read my sister and I the first 3 Harry Potter books. These are some of the most fond memories of my childhood. And the funny thing is, I actually had a pet rat during that time named Joshua Henry Hudson. Not sure why I named him that. And he would sit on my chest as my mother read to us. No, I didn't say shit on my chest, you disgusting human beings. And now that I think about it, Joshua would actually sit there and he appeared as if he was listening to my mother read. And I'm starting to wonder if he was actually a rat. And after those amazing times, and shout out to Mama Wolf for that, I would end up reading the rest of the Harry Potter books on my own. It's actually the series that got me into reading, I guess I could say. I even remember going to Barnes & Noble's, the bookstore, when a new Harry Potter book would come out. And to be honest with you, that was crazier than waiting outside of a GameSpot for a midnight release of Call of Duty. Actually, I think it was called EB Games at that time. To this day, there's no other books out there that I can think of where I would actually sit and read for like 5+ hours in one sitting. And actually, I think I read The Order of the Phoenix in like an 8 to 10 hour session on the first day that it came out. Now, this is probably a good time to bring up pronunciations, as I really seem to piss off many people in some of my previous Hogwarts Legacy videos, as they sent me howlers telling me that they are disliking and unsubbing from the channel because of my Wizarding World name pronunciations. I even had several people tell me that I'm a fake Harry Potter fan because of this. And I'm thinking in my head, the people who have the wrong pronunciations are probably the ones who actually read the books before the movies became a thing and didn't go on to adopting the movie pronunciations. I don't even want to tell you guys how my mother and myself, of course, pronounced Hermione, but it's pretty damn funny. But moving on, as life went on, and unfortunately, just like with many of you, no letter ever came to my door. And I would eventually end up not even really thinking about Harry Potter for years on end, as the adult life struggles were like devil's snare, strangling me and holding me down, telling me there's no more time for children's stories and games and magic. But to my delight and surprise, as a grown man, a letter has now shown up at in the first couple Harry Potter games back on my father's Windows 98 PC. And of course playing Quidditch World Cup. But after that, I pretty much lost interest in any game that came out that was based on movies, as they tended to be cheap, should I say. After that series started to suck, many of us would dream of a Harry Potter MMO or even a true open world RPG where we were not forced to play as Harry. That never really came true. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't even want a Wizarding World MMO because the MMO industry has turned into a greedy, manipulative, soul-sucking industry. If you think that a Harry Potter-style MMO wouldn't be plagued with a Diablo Immortal-style cash shop, you're out of your mind. Hogwarts Legacy, however, is an offline game, and as cool as it would be to have some online elements, I found myself feeling relieved when they announced that it's an offline game, and this actually added to my hype because of the sad state of online and service games these days. I'm actually very surprised that Warner Bros. Didn't force this type of model on the game. So yeah, now we have this upcoming open world RPG set in the Harry Potter universe. And I would say that nostalgia alone is probably responsible for over 50% of my excitement for this game. Being able to live in this world and be at the school without the constraints of being Harry himself. In fact, this game takes place over a century before Harry went to school. And without the constraints of having too much linearity. This is a gaming experience that many of us have been waiting for our entire lives, but many of us just gave up on the idea. Now, this certainly doesn't mean that Hogwarts Legacy is going to be the best game ever. In fact, I do worry that many aspects of it are going to be rather mediocre, should I say. One of my biggest worries at the moment is that the game is going to be far too simplified, and this may come down to the game likely being made for kids and adults at the same time. And you may say, well, Wolf, it's a teen game and it has a dark story and it has unforgivable curses, etc. But the truth is that Warner Bros. Knows that a ton of kids, along with adults, are going to be interested in this game. When I see things such as NPCs with these huge golden circle quest type markers around them, oh my god, it makes me feel like it's going to be a little too streamlined in certain areas. But who knows? Now with that said, even if several aspects turn out to be mediocre, if Avalanche can nail the world and the exploration and the story is at least decent, I do think this will be quite the experience for people like myself. I was also initially very worried about having things to do in the open world outside of following the main story, but Avalanche's recent gameplay showcase where they went deeper into the Room of Requirement definitely made me feel much better. The crafting's probably not going to be too deep, which is fine in my opinion, as long as it's fun and valuable. But when Avalanche got into showing us how we can also customize our personal spaces, something I didn't really expect to the degree that they showed us, my creative juices started flowing, and I thought to myself, I honestly can't wait to go out into the world to try to find new recipes, even if I'm just farming for recipes that are cosmetic type recipes. And then of course I can't leave out the vivarium, which is our little magical zoo spaces. I don't know about little, they look pretty big actually. Where we can bring back magical animals, ones that we save of course from poachers, right? None of you are going to take ones that don't need saving, are you now? Now a lot of this excitement to do these activities, even if they end up not being that deep, of course have to do with being the wizarding world of Harry Potter that we've all loved for so long. I just want to be out in the world and in the forest and walking among the wizarding hamlets. But this is really nothing though without Avalanche actually doing a good job on the beauty of the open world, which it seems like they have done that. Even if there's only, let's say, 2 mushroom types to farm in the entirety of the Forbidden Forest, I mean, just look at the forest. I want to be there, and we owe that to a combination of nostalgia and Avalanche's work. Or should I hesitate to say work at the moment and just say Avalanche's marketing up to this point? Now, since this entire video has kind of been about nostalgia, let's get even deeper into it. When ranking the game, nostalgia points will certainly come into play for many of us. And let's say that the game turns out to be a mediocre 6 or a 7 out of 10 for the non-biased, non-Harry Potter geek player. Those of us that have a ton of nostalgia, that 6 or 7 may very well be boosted up to an 8 or 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10. For some of you. And I actually think that that's perfectly valid. Your experience is your experience, and if nostalgia allows you to get more enjoyment out of the game, you got more enjoyment out of the game, and I think that's great, and it should play a part in your thoughts. I'm fairly certain that a major part of the game's design is nostalgia. It's not just an open world RPG, it's literally a nostalgic open world RPG. So I think I'm going to bring this rant to an end now. I'm curious how you all feel and how important nostalgia is to you, and if you think Avalanche is showing us that they're worthy of being the ones who resurrect the wizarding world and give it some of the quality that it deserves, which seems to have been lacking over the past however many years. I'm also curious about how those of you who may not have Harry Potter nostalgia view this game up to this point. Does it look like a really good game? Does it look just like an okay open world RPG? Does it look lackluster? Does it look amazing to you? What stands out to you? Etc. Thank you all so much for watching. Much more Hogwarts Legacy content to come, and I usually don't do rant opinionated videos like this. I usually do more in-depth deep dives into gameplay elements and stuff like that, so make sure to check out the rest of the channel. I'll have a few videos pop up right now for you to delve into. Catch you on the next one.